each other ever since public school up, all the way to now. We weren't supposed to just get jobs and obey to the government and be divided and not actually help one another. Anyway, I'll wait for people to join. However long it takes. And I am going to search for that clip. With Kristen Slater from Pump Up the Volume.
Suicide, you're wrong. The interesting thing about it.
Just a second. Alright, here we go. Listen up.
He's making it worse. Suicide, you're wrong. The interesting thing about it is how uncomplicated it seems. You know? And there you are, you got all these problems swarming around in your brain. And here is one incredibly simple solution. I'm just surprised it doesn't happen every day around here. Now they're gonna say I said offing yourself is simple, but no, it's not simple. It's like everything else, you have to read the fine print. For instance, assuming that there is a heaven, who would ever want to go there? You know? I mean, think about it. It's cool, you're sitting there up in this cloud. It's nice, it's quiet. There's no teachers, there's no parents. But guess what? There's nothing to do. It's fucking boring. Another thing to remember about suicide, it is not a pretty picture. And first of all, you shit your shorts, So there you are, dead. People are weeping over you, crying. Girls you never spoke to are saying, why? And you have a load in your shorts. That's the way I see it, sue me. Now, they're saying I shouldn't think stuff like this. They're saying something is wrong with me, that I should be ashamed. Well, I'm sick of being ashamed. Aren't you?
Sick to death.
I don't mind being dejected and rejected, but I'm not going to be ashamed about it.
Hallelujah.
At least pain is real. You look around and you see nothing is real, but at least pain is real. Even the show isn't real. This isn't me. I'm using a voice disguiser. I'm a phony fuck just like my dad. Just like anybody. You see, the real me is just as worried as the rest of you. They say I'm disturbed. Of course I'm disturbed. I mean, we're all disturbed, and if we're not, why not? Doesn't this blend of blindness and blandness want to make you do something crazy? Then why not do something crazy? It makes a hell of a lot more sense than blowing your fucking brains out. Go nuts, go crazy, get creative. You got problems, you just chuck them, nuke them. They think you're moody, make them think you're crazy. Make them think you might snap. They think you got attitude, you show them some real attitude. I mean, go nuts, get crazy. Hey, no more Mr. Nice Guy.
So yeah, that's from Pump Up the Volume of Kristen Slater. And why not get creative and do something big and amazing rather than offing oneself? I mean, Kurt Cobain's influence of doing something, really big for the world affected a lot of people. They wanted to do the same thing. But it got turned kind of sour when he got killed, and we had to view it all as suicide. Whatever year that was that we found out about it. So basically, evil, Courtney Love, Jeffrey Epstein, all their crowd of celebrities have hijacked basically occult knowledge that we're all supposed to know, that's not supposed to be kept hidden from our consciousness. I knew there was something behind all this rather than just, you know, the media not having their prized possession anymore. Because with Kurt's music, we connected together. He found where we could connect together. He found what would connect us together. And he basically blasted that out and got us to connect to each other, not just the music. But when that was turned sour by him being murdered and it being broadcasted as suicide, and then many suicides happened after, it changed everything. It went from great and euphoric to free to you can be yourself and not care about what anyone thinks to, oh shit, the world's going to fucking kill us and attack us, and it's like we can't be at peace here. And those who have stayed, good, you understand. I mean, there's a lot more things important than going back to your Facebook and just scrolling through it. We were supposed to be aware of our ability to lucid dream. We were supposed to remain aware, since we were babies all the way up to now. And Kurt Cobain was even experimenting with the dream machine and the flashing lights from the sunglasses that you put on, the glasses. Those induce the hemisync state, which is the hypnagogic state, the state between sleeping and waking. It's also known as sleep paralysis, but you can use it to your benefit. So when Kurt was using that dream machine and putting the glasses on and those lights were flashing, what he's supposed to do is lay down at night or whenever he wants to and put those on. Obviously, he was just displaying it for the interview guy. But you lay down at night, you do that. It's more, it can benefit you more if you let's say you set an alarm at let's say you go to bed at 11 o'clock, set an alarm for 3 a.m. and then wake up and then put that thing on. Buy the same thing that Kurt had, that same dream machine, and put it on after you do that. And then just rest again. And you'll start to see colors and waves and everything. You keep your consciousness aware as you are sinking into the dream state, which induces the sleep paralysis, lucid dreaming, out-of-body experience. All the same thing. And Kurt understood that, and I know that now because of Joe, and Joe understands that too. Joe is the eyewitness, who's even going against the Who Killed Kurt girls. They're famous and known for having Joe on, but that video wasn't even supposed to be made public yet. If anything, them releasing that can get people hurt. By Courtney, you-know-who. Let's say if Al Duche made a video explaining everything he knew, and he didn't want it released, but then some YouTubers put it out and released it. Uh-oh. And look what happened to Al Duche, and I don't want that to happen to Joe, or to me, or Matthew, or anybody else. But these YouTubers that are professionals in something are not doing a good job at keeping people safe. Especially when they talk about somebody's legal case with a celebrity that has a gag order on it. And it has a gag order on it for a reason. If you speak about it, you can be in really big trouble, Michelle and Lisa. Anyway, they don't care about that. What they care about is how many views that video has gotten. And they care about the fact that I spoke about some Will guy to Tom. And I didn't even remember that. And I told Eric not to release that. And before he did release it, after my probation, to cut out certain things that are just personal talk. But that didn't happen. But whatever. I don't care. I have nothing to hide. I'm actually putting out everything. I've even admitted that I'm not a perfect person, and I'm not like Michelle that will say that too, and not really fucking put herself down. I will put myself down. Yeah. I will share screenshots where I don't look perfect. But I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. Michelle's not perfect. Lisa isn't. I just want whoever's from that crowd to know I made video work for them. I spent hours doing videos for them. Videos that you liked and you shared that you don't even know I made. And you're harassing me on Facebook and YouTube. And probably still watching over those videos and liking them and sharing them. They made a lot of money over my court case, which has a gag order on it. And I went through some pretty awful stuff there in jail. And now currently Jacob Hogard from Headley is in the same pod as I was in, but he came in a little bit after me. Toronto Self-Detention Center. And apparently he has to stay in his cell the entire time. And that's good, because he wouldn't want to be around the people that are there. It's pretty cool though. In a way. I liked Headley since I was like 15 or 14, and then I don't know. The synchronicities keep piling up. And they want to focus on someone that's done like little shit rather than people and politicians that control the world and control us and our freedoms. That's ridiculous. Who cares? Okay, what he did is bad, okay. But there's more important things to focus on and to stop and to put the media's attention on and put money towards. Yeah. Anyway, after my probation is over, things are going to get more heated. And it's not going to be Michelle or Lisa in control. They're going to be pushed out of the waters. Right now, they can say whatever they want to make themselves look great and popular and whatever. But after my probation is over with this case involving a certain celebrity, they're going to be dust. And yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird that the Kurt Cobain group turns into a bunch of riot girl, hole-liking, man-hating women group. Seriously, Joe hasn't even gotten any money from those people. Joe Burns, the eyewitness, and Kurt's friend. Oh, and people just left. Those 3 people that just left, they missed out on something valuable. Anyway. $10 a question for Joe. And he didn't even get any money. He's going against them in his own on his own YouTube channel in comments. Speaking out against them. And they had this Ashley Cobain person pretend to be Kurt Cobain's fucking daughter. Which is fucking stupid. She doesn't even look anything like him. She looks like just another fat scamming fucking person. And she is. I look more like Kurt. I have the background of being from Northern Ireland, just like fucking Kurt does. I'm a Scottish and Irish too. I'm actually from Northern Ireland, where Kurt Cobain's from. But this woman, what they did is they fooled Alana and got thousands of dollars from her pretending to be Gary Cobain. And then they sent another person to her because they knew they could get money from her really easily because she's vulnerable like that. And it worked. Now they got to keep it up to the world because, well, everyone knows now. Hey, what is the red dress Joe mentioned in that interview? And now they, oh, just by the way, they have to play innocent now. Oh, Kurt Cobain had a daughter? Oh, we didn't know? What? You knew all along. You were the one sending that girl to Elena, and she's not Kurt Cobain's daughter. And the email she has and everything looks like, even ChatGPT says, this looks like a scam, especially since the last name is Cobain's. And if she had access to millions of dollars or thousands, and she's not going to take it, but she's going to take money from people over the internet, you got to question that too. The red dress is either Kurt Cobain was put in a red dress, or because Courtney does look like Kurt from behind, especially in 1994 she did. Because of her psychoticness, she liked to copy Kurt, who she basically stole from this world. And I remember Danny even saying that too. That's a sign of her possessiveness over Kurt. If you find any photo of Courtney from 1994 or 95, she looks exactly like Kurt from behind, skinny and lanky and mimicking his posture. It could have been her, it could have been Kurt in the dress. I mean, she loves red dresses. She's even showing them off on video to people. But I don't know. If anything, I think it would have been cool. And then she goes on TV, at least, with her Live Through This album in a red dress. And she ripped off a bunch of Kurt's lyrics. And they want to say, oh, she didn't do that. And say it in a way in which people will believe it. But she did. She not only stole his lyrics, she stole his life. Why would you not think she stole his lyrics when she stole his very fucking life? If they put him in it, that would be to humiliate him, I guess, because I thought about it. I'm like, well, he did wear dresses and performances and everything. Maybe it was a way of mocking his masculine self, his masculinity. Victimizing him more before she actually killed him and victimized him that way. But I don't know if it was Kurt in there, so I don't want to put, I'm sorry to put that image in your mind. It could not be true though, so don't really cementedly think that. But something about a red dress, either Courtney or Kurt, and I think it would be Courtney, because Kurt, he was in the kitchen, right, and from wherever there, basement or whatever, and then he was brought up to the greenhouse. He would have been in the same clothes, but this is the thing. Okay, because Kurt's belt was on inside out. It was the wrong way. It was fucking put on wrong. So it looks like he was dressed, like he was undressed and dressed. I mean, we even know his sleeve was buckled up, right? That has injection sites on it. The injection site on the left part of his arm that we see the photo of is not the one, I don't think it is. It could be one they injected into again. But it was there during his last concert, too. Yeah, I can see her doing that, too, because she's really bossy and nasty. Especially if she was in a murderous rampage. And she was. Do you think after all she did and was so concerned about finding Kurt that she's just going to be like, oh, well, he's home in Seattle now, and I know that. Okay, time to go to a Babes in Toyland concert and go backstage and just hang out. No. She's freaking the fuck out. And just like Hank Harrison, her dad said, she makes sure that she is seen there to create an alibi. And then she goes there. And that's where Danny Rich comes in. He lied to the fucking Who Killed Kurt girls rather other than having a plane. He lied about a bunch of things. But I'm friends with some people that also know him, and I don't really feel comfortable talking about it. I don't want to say it. And it's alright if you sent the same message. Sometimes, yeah, I'm just talking, and so I look once in a while. This is like my third live stream. So his belt was inside out. His sleeve shirt was buttoned up. The whole scene around him was staged. The box, the drugs in it, the hat, everything. And with that gash on his leg and the fireplace pole, whatever, metal thing, was in there too in some of the police photos, crime scene photos. But then that was taken out of the trash can, just like Eric Blanc pointed out. And yeah, Michelle and Lisa are literally looking at Jason's profile, the private investigator, and Matthews, and literally just talking about what they're posting and acting like they're still working with them. Meanwhile, they have burnt that bridge, if not months ago, a year ago, over a year ago. And they've also burnt the bridge with Joe, too. And they did with Danny before he died. They're literally discrediting Danny and Joe. And Lisa is discrediting both Danny and Joe. And Michelle, not really saying anything about it, just makes it look like she is too. So, do you guys love Michelle and Lisa, or do you love Kurt and the eyewitness Joe Burns? And Richard Lee is cool. I like him. I've spoken with him once or twice. But remember, I was a baby when he was doing this. I really respect him. He came way before me, and he did all this stuff, and now I'm only here with, stuff about Danny and Joe regarding Kurt. But those are the people you want to connect with. The people that were involved in the beginning, not YouTubers. Yeah. I mean, they're selling Kurt dirt now. Oh my gosh. They're selling dirt. She could have literally taken that from her front yard or backyard. Anyway, I'm waiting for that dirt to be 50% off because I really want some of it. Just kidding. That's so stupid. Well, I have a Q-tip that Kurt used in 1991. Just kidding. Yeah, somehow he got that footage of the greenhouse. I would like to know how he got that. And I would like to know if there's more of it, because it seems like it's cut off. It doesn't seem like we've seen the whole footage. And how could they not see Kurt's head from the tree? They could have just turned a bit and got that on camera. Maybe they aren't allowed to put that out if they got it. And I have some of Kurt's hair right here that was cut off of him in the morgue by Courtney Love. And, I don't know if anyone... I was talking to Lisa, and I'm like, we should test it and everything for drugs and all that. And I was going to send it to her, traces of it. But, that didn't go over well. They weren't really wanting to know what happened to Kurt. They are wanting to be popular and make money and have a lot of support by people that are actually Kurt's fans. Yeah, Susan and Jill. They have taken so much money. They have taken over thousands of dollars. They can end up in jail. And they're trying to threaten me with that, and I haven't even done anything wrong. I've served my time. Now they're doing wrong. Just because I've not been, let's say, acting too right in the past, doesn't mean they can act that way and not face any consequences for their behavior like that. Anyway, I am going to look for something on my computer to share with you. Yeah, even Jason Jensen, he showed me something where the media, or whatever, part of the Seattle police, the homicide unit, said they're not going to reinvestigate it. And that was like 2 months ago. And Michelle and Lisa are making money saying they're going to reopen the case. We literally just got an email back from the people with the Seattle police saying they're not going to do that. And then the money that they made thousands of dollars from with the mini Kurt Cobain documentary, that's not even on their YouTube channel anymore. They took it off. They took it down. The mini documentary where Joe Burns is speaking about what happened that night. They made thousands of dollars off of that, and then it's just not on their YouTube channel anymore. It's like it never even happened. And probably because my name is in the end credits. And they know within less than a year, shit's gonna blow up. Because my case involving a certain celebrity is going to really get a lot of attention. And so is Kurt's case and Isaac's. Isaac Cappy, who was a Hollywood actor and whistleblower that was murdered. And I was deceived by a bunch of people that did that to him and given out stuff to put out about him online and paid by fucking Alex Jones, his cameraman, one of them, Jonathan Wolf, to do so, and Thomas Schoenberger behind QAnon. It's gonna really blow them out of the waters, but they have about half a year or whatever to remain popular and great to their YouTube audience and Facebook audience and whatever other platform they have. That audience too. It sucks to wake up every day and let them continue doing that, but it's going to be worth it. All right, just a sec. Let's see if I can play one of my videos right here that I want people to listen to. It's of Kurt Cobain speaking. It's the AI version, but it's really important that you listen to what is being said. Yeah, I haven't looked at their channel lately either, Susan. Kurt's Army I sometimes check out. He's okay. Like, I know he has trouble managing his emotions as well, just like I do. But at least he's not for ripping people off and scamming them. Just a second here. Just a second. I've created so many videos. Holy crap. I spend like all night making videos. Alright, here we go.
In the events of 9/11 and the COVID-19 pandemic, there have been many changes in society. One of the most significant changes has been the shift towards increased surveillance and security measures in response to fears of terrorism and public safety. In addition, technology has advanced at a rapid pace, leading to the development of new and more pervasive forms of surveillance, such as facial recognition and online tracking. This has raised concerns about privacy and the power of governments and corporations to access personal information. Overall, these changes have had a profound impact on the way we live and interact with one.
Yeah, and they have. And honestly, if Kurt hadn't died in 1994, I really believe like he was onto something. Working with REM and him with his Dream Machine in 1993, he was onto more than just music and connecting that way. And I know that because I've had dreams with him since I was a baby. Whether anyone wants to believe that or not, that happened. And that's happened since I was a baby, and I was born in Bowmanville, Ontario, Canada. And I guess when I saw him on the news, I thought he was my dad because he looked like me. And my dad was never around. And I thought my dad died. And he was a biker too. Like, lived the biker lifestyle, just like Joe. Anyway. Even 2 weeks before I got these traces of his hair that were cut off of him in the morgue, I started having dreams with Kurt. And I just had one with him like 2 nights ago. In it, he was on like a live stream. I know that sounds weird to say. He was on a live stream. And he was looking, and he was smiling, and he was shaking his head at the same time. I had another one where we were in a basement together, and he showed me a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper was his own music notes for his guitar, but he wrote them out like, you know how you have A, B, C, D, E, F, G? He had written out his own words in that format. So he had music notes drawn on paper, and above those music notes were the words war, W-A-R, war. And that was a dream I had. And then I woke up from that. And that was a very vivid one. I've had one in here where he was walking towards my desk and looking at my computer. The night I actually messaged Courtney Love and recorded a message to her. Shit, I said her last name. But that happened. And he went right towards the desk, put his hand on the desk, and looked at the computer screen, and there was a message from Courtney Love that just said, hi, ... That was a dream I had. Borderline personality disorder I've been diagnosed with since 2013, a personality disorder. And so I'm like, okay, I'll make it work for myself, since I'm probably not going to change. It's different than a Courtney, a psychopath that can hurt people and not give a fucking shit about doing so, and make a disgrace out of herself and just take everything for herself and not care about other people. Basically, a borderline really cares and is very emotional and has a lot of emotional instability. But at least they're not a dry-hearted fucking witch. Yeah. Alright, let's get back to this thing with Kurt. Just a sec. And I'll pause it in just a moment.
Absolutely. And did you notice from the fourth dimension how the third dimension is becoming more and more lame and bleak?
Indeed, the changes in society have had both positive and negative effects. On one hand, technology has brought us conveniences and new ways of connecting with one another that we never imagined before. However, the increased surveillance and security measures have raised important questions about privacy and the balance between safety and freedom. As with it,
All right. So that's that. But yeah, just a sec. I have to connect my charger. Holy crap. Do I have, well, after what I've been through, kind of. Last year I was charged and sent to jail by one of my favorite celebrities. That was one of my favorite celebrities since I was 14 years old in 2007. And that really changed my life because what happened in jail to me there wasn't too pleasant. And now, yeah, that's where Jacob Hogard from Headley is now. He's on the same pod that I was in. Unfortunately, I wasn't there when he was. He came right after me. But going through all that and not having a bunch of people know, or your family knows but they don't really care, is stressful. Yeah, it's okay. And Brett and Susan. Within less than a year, people will really know the details about what I'm talking about. Until then, we let certain celebrities show themselves off on Instagram. They'd be really popular and get likes and hearts every second of the day and feel great. And before you know it, a Netflix documentary will be breaking on them and being involved with Jeffrey Epstein. And they won't be able to keep up that online great image anymore. Just like P. Diddy. And Aaron Carter, I've actually spoken with him here in this apartment about a year before he died. And he was getting death threats from all the same people involved with the Mossad networks. Gabe Hoffman is one of the people that sued me for over $1 million in 2020. Look up Zachary McQuaid, Gabe Hoffman on Google, Isaac Cappy, and you'll see all that. Toronto. I mean, I don't have that much money, but he did that to make a public example out of me so that other people would not dig into truth and put it out on YouTube. But also, because I was being directed by people to do what I was doing, even him, without even knowing it, and they were setting me up. But once in a while, I went against them and I just posted whatever the fuck I wanted about the case, just like I'm doing with Kurtz. Yeah, Gabe is... Man, I can speak about that now. Because that court case is over. By the way, I've had an invitation from Sean Atwood's producer to go on his channel and speak about Kurt Cobain's case and Danny and Joe and Isaac Cappy's case. And I'm going to do that, as well as my case with a certain celebrity that I can't say yet because of my probation order. I'm going to do that within about, it's like 150 days or so until my probation is over. I don't know what you mean, Ambret, but Edmond 7, yeah. Yeah, you were right. I think he did because that's when Joe started speaking out about everything in 2019. My friend told me that. And I wouldn't trust the Defango guy though. I mean, he's with the people that you should trust are the people that don't stay involved with the nefarious individuals online for any reason. The people that you should trust are the people that run away from those really bad people. I don't know if you should trust anyone online, but you should trust. Well, you should fucking run away from the people that you know you can't, and the people that are connected with the people that you know you can't trust. Okay, yeah. And Tracy Twyman tried to expose him and other people too involved with that campground where Isaac died. And she was murdered. She went to the FBI and, showed them everything. Within 2 weeks, her computers were, like, destroyed, and she was found hung in her garage. Although her friend that I spoke to, her colleague, over the phone, that knew her for over 20 years, told me that she was shot in a field. She was found shot in a field. Tracy Twyman. She was not found hung in her garage. But the police report says hung. She was hung. And so that means a cover-up or her friend of over 20 years is lying to me. So what do you think about that news with Tracy Twyman? Because she was friends with Isaac Cappy. And she's the one that told him about that campground, which was the area where he got killed, or at least his body was put. She was with her husband and her kid, her son, like 7 years old or so. I don't know who you're talking about, but oh yeah, no, I don't know if he was, but he's cool. I've spoken with him in email, but that was years ago. But I don't know if he was with her. I don't think he was. Oh wait, he was on live streams, yeah. Because I watched their live streams. Also, Ian Murdoch went against Thomas you know who? Fuck it, Schoenberger. And he ended up dead too. And he was, his last post on Twitter was about how the police were victimizing him and setting him up. And then he was found, after that, hung in his own apartment. And he was murdered too. It wasn't a suicide. So we have police covering things up. I mean, with my case, with the celebrity I'm involved in, that I'm under probation with right now. The CIA, FBI, OPP, and Interpol are all involved in my case, and I have legal documents framed on my wall that prove that. And there are corrupt people in those agencies, and they are definitely connected with Isaac's case and Tracy Twyman's case and Kurt's case, and with the celebrity I'm involved with in this probation order. So, please keep a digital footprint of everything that I post. Because yes, I have my issues and everything, but I'm onto a lot of real stuff that they don't want the average person to know. They don't want anyone to know. Sex trafficking is going on in Hollywood. People are being killed that want to speak out against it. Everyone knows that. But it's still being covered up, and there's nothing they can do, so it's kind of scary, speaking out against it when you know nothing's going to happen if you're killed. I was thinking about Mikey a lot too, and I feel him, his spirit. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him. Last time I spoke with Corey, he said he could be dead. We don't even know. I mean, he was involved in all that Epstein stuff too, and he was in the underground tunnels with Macaulay Culkin while the child abuse was going on. He was going through court procedures too. I don't know what happened to him. But he was also one of Isaac's close friends at the end. And him I have respect for, but I got paranoid about everybody with that case. So I just dropped ties with everybody. Anyway, I've had the police come here. There was a police officer with this special vest that was some kind of different police officer, and they took photos off of my balcony during that time, 2021. And I asked the police officer why they were doing that, and they said, "Oh, good question. Stock photos for the city." Which was bullshit. And so I know I'm being surveilled. I have the documents framed on my wall. I wish I could tell you more and which celebrity had me charged and sent to jail for 7 months, but I can't. Not yet. About 150 days, like I said. Then I can. And it's not going to be smoke and mirrors. It's real. And if anything, it can backfire on me, but I want to do something big with everything that I have with Joe and Danny and Isaac and Tracy Twyman, and for Ian Murdoch, David Crawley, Samuel Fullerton. Thomas is the one that he called a fake. So he knew that Sam had a gun. And he called the police and he said that he pretended to be Sam and said to the police that he wants to have a shootout with them. The police went to Sam's place, a shootout happened, and Sam died and the police officer died. Sergeant Mike Stephen. You can look that up. That's what the people who are against me are doing. And so Michelle and Lisa and anyone else doing things against me, I mean, look what you're getting involved in. But I guess they like the attention. Now, Vegan Mikey, though, he was known to apparently scam people and everything and take their money. Like, I have no problem with him personally because he never ripped me off, probably. That's why. But I don't know about his money stuff, but he probably did. I know that was going around a lot, so there has to be some truth about that. Obviously. But Isaac was different. Isaac was an actor and knew all these people and everything. So did Mikey, but, I mean, some people take advantage of things regardless of if what they're going through is true or not. And if they know they can take advantage of it and give people information, if they give them money, they might just do that. Especially if they're drug addicts. Isaac wasn't. Mikey, yes. Yeah, Joe's telling the truth. But what the Who Killed Kurt girls did is they edited that interview that Matthew did with Joe in a way in which it makes no fucking sense. And then they put it out. And then they had to put it on private and then edit out Matthew's voice and then put it back on, upload it again and then put it back out. That's not even supposed to be out. They had a non-disclosure agreement that says they can't release that. But Michelle and Lisa did it anyway. So if Joe gets killed, if the eyewitness coming clean about Kurt Cobain's murder gets killed, You can thank Michelle and Lisa, and then you can thank the fact that we're not going to know what happened because we haven't got too much out of Joe. I mean, other people have, but we need more. We need, we need it public too. Before anything could happen, we don't want another El Duce situation. And I like Joe as much as I would like Kurt, and I like Kurt. Just like you do. And we should all look at Joe as we look at Kurt. And I would recommend any of you reach out to Joe yourselves. You don't rely on other people and give them money to get a response from him. You can easily look him up on Facebook and send him a message. And that's what I did. And now I'm creating a podcast with him, and I speak with him on the phone a lot. You don't have to give money to do that. He wanted money, yeah, to survive here and there, but it wasn't about the Kurt Cobain case. But Michelle and Lisa twisted it to look like that. And they made it that way too. Yeah, he's basically an old alcoholic they think they can manipulate, and they can. And they do it. But it's not someone that's an alcoholic and struggling that's being used on the street. They're being used online. Which is not great either. And yeah, he has issue, just like Kurt, he has the same issues Kurt did. And they're exploiting that. I mean, now Courtney Love knows everything that Joe said. So what are we waiting for now? Something bad to happen? That wasn't supposed to get out yet. Yeah, and they aren't even behind that at all. They scammed money from Elena to pay for that. And it was Matthew that was interviewing Joe. They got the footage, and then they put it out on their YouTube channel to make money off of it and get attention from it. And now Lisa is discrediting Joe, which is the only reason why they're popular and known in the first place. I have Joe on my side right now. I could literally call him up right now. They don't anymore. They don't even have Jason on their side. They don't even have Matthew Ricker on their side. But they're pretending that they still do by keeping up the videos that they have of them in the past. They were all about Joe, but now Joe hates them. And now Lisa is discrediting Joe, the only eyewitness to step forward, after 30 or 31 years. Yeah, Eric was the first one to break all this stuff to Matthew and then Matthew to other people, and then we came across it. Yeah, that's weird. He probably just doesn't want to get involved in the drama and the people that come with it, surveilling everybody's Facebook channels and YouTube accounts. Because that happens. That's exactly what happens. Yeah, I like him too. I used to watch him like years ago as well. It's only once in a while now that he posts anything about Kurt. Let's see. Anyway, I am rolling a joint. So just a second. Yeah. Michelle and Lisa have worked, well, Lisa has worked to discredit Joe in comments. She can say, well, I've never done that. She probably will. But if you find YouTube comments and videos about with her fucking name in it, in the username, she's doing exactly that. Yeah, Love and Death. Ian Halpern, right? Yeah. Or even Matthew's book. Matthew's the first person to write a book on the victims of suicide that have taken their life because they thought Kurt did. There's a lot more in that book too, but there's a chapter based on all of them. Yeah, I did with Tom Grant. Yeah, Joe swears that he was there that night. And who was Kurt hiding from? He was hiding from private investigators and his wife at the time that he was murdered. A lot. Tom would have photos of Kurt Cobain and videos of Kurt Cobain on the very night that he was murdered. He'd be laughing at all of us. And I know he does, because Joe was saying that. And Kurt and Joe seen him doing that. And just like with Chris Cornell's case, the bodyguard finding him, he had 9 broken ribs. He wasn't even found hung. But the media spun it like he was still hanging when he was found. Huh? Yeah. Yep. Just like you thought. There's photos and videos. We would shit our pants. We would shit our pants if we knew what Tom had. If we seen it. I would freak out. Just like you would. So those photos exist. But everything's ha-ha and never know the truth. I have a lot more too. Like Tom even talks about it and brags about it like he's the one that did it. But he does it in a way in which he can't be held accountable. I have another recording that's coming out where he's like telling me that he is the one that I shot that exact gun. And saying it in an egotistical way. Which will also be on a documentary soon. Tom. But despite all that, I would think it would, even despite all that stuff, I would think it was Courtney that actually would shoot him. If she was there, and it was personal, as we know, it would be Courtney that would do that shit. Because with every other murder case, when it's personal, it's the person that the person hurt or whatever, or made feel unloved, that is the one that killed them with so much brutality. Yeah, Tom's like in his 70s, he said. So yeah, in your 70s, you usually die. Or your 80s. Just a second. Ow! Fuck my knee. Fuck. Yeah, the red dresses. And if you look in Last Days with Kurt Cobain, you can see the red dress thing too. And I think it's a woman in the red dress being displayed in that movie Last Days about Kurt Cobain that you can find on YouTube. So that speaks more about possibly Courtney being in that dress. Yeah. And Joe is the guy that they display in the glasses, in the really big glasses, reading glasses. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that was the person that depicted Joe. Yeah, isn't that weird? Yeah. Burr. So yeah. And it's really a shame that we have all those people that did those horrible things, taking him away from his daughter that he loved in such a brutal way, walking around now and even online and getting thousands of likes a second, or at least hundreds, all day. And the police protect those people. It's weird. I don't know. Don't do drugs. You might get in trouble and go to jail. But if you kill your husband, don't worry. The police will protect you when you're in any town. Isn't that weird? Oh, wait. They're the elite, the Jeffrey Epstein people, the Build Back Better, World Economic Forum, World Health Organization, great people, classy, sexy people. We get it. Okay, rule the world. You deserve it because the world is shit and so are you. That's what I would say to them. Yeah, especially that Kim girl from Sonic Youth on the couch talking to somebody. Well, talking to the person that depicted Kurt. And I see it all from the same time, like Aaron Carter and Kurt Cobain. I remember when Aaron Carter was little at that time, and now just seeing that the same thing has basically happened to Aaron Carter too. It's just a repeat of everything. I guess it repeats with us too. And then it repeats with people after us that are born after us. And after them, and them, and them. Anyway, here's something from Aaron Carter that I'm going to share. It's only a minute. Here it is.
Let's start with what we do know. Aaron had been publicly paranoid, talking about being followed, spied on, and targeted.
They keep tracing they keep tracing me and following me everywhere I go. So they everywhere, hacking into my phones. Getting my locations, and so.
Yeah, Kristen was murdered too, and the last person that was there, apparently Courtney was there too, in the bathroom, pulling Eric off of her. Obviously, she was murdered, and I believe it was by that Eric guy and Courtney too. She was moving out of there right the fuck away. She's not gonna fucking do heroin. and chill out there and be fucking strung out in the next morning. She's moving the next morning. Yeah, Eric Erlandson. Right, yeah, I would think that about Aaron too, but then literally just like my computer's dying. But then you literally find out about Thomas and Gabe and people like them and you're like, it's not too far out after all. Okay, guys, I gotta end this though. I gotta end this live stream, but I'll be back soon, okay? Have a good night. Sorry about that, but my battery is like so low. Have a good night, guys, okay? Stay strong-minded and strong-spirited regardless of how careless people in the world are. Thank you. Good night. Peace. See ya. Thank you, man.